A pleasant good evening and welcome to SAT TV's Channel 9 Evening News. I am your presenter, Larry LaRock. Thank you for joining us. Among the major developments, police makes break front Muslim store robbery. Cabinet reshuffle expected in Grenada. Spain's economy minister says no request for bailout. Superb performance by India defeats Windies. Details of these and other stories after the break.
Come in.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Have a seat. How may I help you today?
Thank you. I was told that this is the place where I can get assistance. I am looking to increase my production of my business for export.
Yes, indeed. You have come to the right place. This venture is a joint effort, and this can be a success through implementation of the NES.
NES? What's that about?
NES, or National Export Strategy, is basically a plan of action aimed at transforming the export sector of Dominica.
Oh, really? So how does this plan help me?
The plan focuses on necessary training and finding suitable markets for your produce or services and the development of several sectors.
Boy, I come to the right place, man.
You have indeed.
But wait a while. Does that plan include musicians like me? Because I play in a band.
Yes, of course.
Wow, that good we?
We are taking the necessary measures for professional business services, tourism, cultural industries, agro-processing, agriculture, energy and natural resources.
Very impressive. That is what we needed all the time.
Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. 9 Caribbean countries took part in the 4th technical meeting for the Caribbean Hydrological Cycle System, Carib High Coast at the Galway Hotel on June 5th. The system is one aimed at improving basic observation activities, strengthening international cooperation, and promoting free exchange of data in the field of hydrology. Mr. Edward Regif, Public Relations Officer of the WASCO, is grateful for the Carib High Coast, which provides equipment and software to derive data that can be used to monitor the impact of climate change in Dominica.
That is very, very important because all water resources here in the Caribbean are certainly very valuable to us for many reasons, for recreation, for agriculture, and for so much that we do. Of course, for consumption. Here in Dominica, of course, we still have an abundance of water, but we have been observing over the years depletion in that resource. So it is important for us to monitor what's happening globally and how it is impacting us.
Mr. Regis is grateful for the EC's $75,000 worth of equipment which has been donated to establish a hydrological station. The station will be equipped with solar panels, rain gauges, modems, GPRS to provide data on how our rivers are affected.
We can use that data to determine a number of things, including flash flood warnings that we can assist in timely evacuations if necessary. We saw an example of that in the Layo area recently. So it's quite a bit of investment. Several other Caribbean countries have also benefited. The program comes to an end in November, but the data will continue to be shared among the islands of the Caribbean in order to ensure that we also understand what's happening regionally.
They are still figuring out where to put the new station, and old stations from previous projects can be located at Rosalie, Springfield, and Picard. The Ministry of Health of Dominica and the Ministry of Public Health of the Republic of Cuba has signed a new technical cooperation agreement. This agreement was signed by Honorable Health Minister Julius Timothy and Cuban Ambassador to Dominica, Her Excellency Juana Elena Ramos. Under the new cooperation agreement, the Republic of Cuba will assist in training to develop Dominica's human resource for health, repairs and maintenance of medical equipment, and assisting in the Ministry of Health to conduct research to address critical health issues. This will also include a new technical cooperation agreement where the 10 Dominicans will receive specialist training in Cuba for the next 2 years. By September 2012, 5 healthcare providers are expected to commence specialist training in Cuba in the areas of pediatrics, internal medicine, infectious disease, podiatry, and oncology. In signing the new cooperation agreement, Honorable Health Minister Julius Timothy expressed his profound gratitude on behalf of the government and the people of Dominica for the unwavering commitment and invaluable assistance from the government of the Republic of Cuba in developing Dominica's health sector. The overall objective of the new cooperation agreement is to strengthen the human resource capacity and the overall health infrastructure in order to meet the growing health needs of the population. Dominica's Ministry of Health have been benefiting from technical assistance from the Republic of Cuba since 1979. Presently, the Cubans are providing specialized services in the areas of intensive care, pathology, general surgery, radiology, biomedical engineering, laboratory services, and nursing services, amongst others. Under the Cuban Technical Cooperation Agreement, Dominica has seen a reduction in the number of patients referred to intensive care treatment out of state and a reduction in the cost to the government. There has also been improvements in the diagnostic services available at the primary healthcare services. We all know of the phrase, if you want something done properly, you have to do it yourself. This was demonstrated as the villagers of Delices all got together to raise funds to take on a project where they patched the potholes which were scattered throughout the roads in their village. Villager Mr. Francis Emmanuel, who is from Botica and is also a driver and tour guide for Jungle Bay Resort, says the road from Delices to Petit Savan has been in a deplorable condition for a long time and was unbearable.
And as a result, Singular Blanquist Williams, her husband, started this project on Monday, which we call it was Pentecost Monday. It was a public holiday. And as a result, they have generated, and also Jungle Bay sponsored some cement on that day. As a result, they have generated much more guys from the community of Delices. I'm the only one from Boetica. But however, I'm part of it. And through Jungle Bay and Singular Blanquist have continued sponsored the materials like cement, tarish, and we have the private vehicles, the dumpers, voluntary work we are now doing.
Mr. Emmanuel says the government ministers are traveling on the roads and see the bad condition they are in, but yet still they do nothing to have them repaired. He says if they have to wait on the government, the road condition would only get worse, especially as we are now in the hurricane season.
It takes us as the local people to volunteer and come there. We are doing voluntary work. If you look at my back, Mr. Kevin Williams, who is the husband of Singular, he's just there. He's backhoe. He takes the tarish, load the dumpers. This is voluntary work we are doing. So we need the government. We are doing something that the government itself will see what we are doing, that they will continue, come and finish what we started.
Mr. Emmanuel says that it is very important that the government focuses on the roads in the southeast of the country, as they cannot on their own fix all of these holes with the little money that they work so hard for. Another villager said that this work was long overdue to improve the conditions of the road from Delices to Petit Savan, and if they did not try to help themselves, it seems that no one will.
Actually, it was the idea of Mistress Singular Blanquist Williams. When she went out to find, talk to the government to see what they could do, they said there was no funding, and she come back and she speak to the community people, Jungle Bay owners, so we have decided to come together as a body to get the materials and the labor together to actually fix the road.
And what is the attitude of the villagers in doing the project?
Oh God, they are very, very committed. By the time it was 7 o'clock this morning, we had workers on the road already. So if you realize, they have 2 crews, so many people turn out, so they have to split out the crew. They have 2 crews, one in the top and one below.
Villager Mr. Jeff Sorrendo lamented that the conditions of the road were so bad that the constant rocking and shaking of the vehicles, bumping in the holes, have been affecting their pregnant women and also causing them to spend a lot of money to maintain their vehicles, which is not right.
That road bad. And we dailies people, we put all the money together, you know, and we setting up the road. But if we vote that government, my brother, we want you to do something for us. Give us our money, you know. Check our vibes, no man. My little dollar I working for. My little labor money, I put in it and buy cement. You are this big man of the country. You don't put in our money then. Gas up put our money. My brother, show them people the road gas. See that? Little youth man that go in school, they're helping with dread. And how much man in the place need work? Well, best you put money, pay man to do the work. And the vibes will roll gas. All our shocks finishing, all our tire bursting in that road.
Mr. Sorrendo, who was upset as to what is going on, went on to say, if this present government does not come to continue the work that they have started, there is no way they will be voting for them in the next election.
All you see in the condition, come and check the place out. All our shocks, our tire, everything mashing up. Pregnant women getting problem on them transport. When we bring them go hospital, all our youths and them dying out. Come and fix the road, otherwise we wouldn't vote all you again.
The owners of Jungle Bay Resort provided lunch and drinks for the villagers who turned out in large numbers for the road project repair. Tour guide of Jungle Bay Resort also had a message to send to the government.
What the government is working on, roads. Roads. This is one of the major roads also. Because when Rosalie Road is blocked, this is the road that the Prime Minister would have to pass to go down to Rosso. So it is a major road. It is not a road intersection road, it's a major road. A road that you can flow from south to north, north back to south. So as a result, this section of the road there, the government police, I'm calling on the government police, we are doing it voluntarily today. We need the government to assist. If you do not have money, well, we don't have no money and we're doing it today. Give us the cement. Give us the cement, give us the materials. And give us the drinks and the food. That is what we are today doing. And we will do work.
We need to do our part to protect our forests from the giant African snails. This was the plea of Mr. Ryan Ansem, Head of Plant Protection and Quarantine Services, PPQ. This comes after World Environmental Day, which aims to promote positive environmental action. The giant African snail originates from East Africa and has been in the Caribbean region since the early 80s and in Dominica in 2005. This particular snail possesses a serious danger to Dominica's agricultural sector since it feeds on most of our agricultural plants. Mr. Ansem expressed his relief that the snail has been kept in the Donan area with the help of the Plant Protection and Quarantine Services.
Because of our eradication program, our baiting, our clearing and nocturnal survey, the Ministry of Agriculture has managed to keep the snail in Donan. And what we are appealing to the general public is to be aware of imported material, soil
heavy equipments, containers, and used tires, used vehicles from places that are infested with the snails.
The snail can lay 100 to 500 eggs at one time and does not need a male to reproduce. This is the main reason why the PPQ does not want the snail to spread to other areas on the island, especially the forest, which has ideal conditions such as moisture and ideal soil to reproduce. If it does enter the forest, Mr. Ansem thinks that it would be a serious blow to the agricultural sector and also tourism sector of Dominica.
The snail is an invasive species, a pest of paramount importance for Dominica, in that it has 500 plant hosts. It can destroy and cause damage to various vegetable crops, our forest crops, and our commercial orchards of banana, citrus. The snail is a very huge snail. It is one of the largest land snails that cause destruction to agriculture.
The snail can be identified by its brown color and yellowish streaks. It also leaves a large trail of slime. Mr. Ansem urges the public not to transfer any soil or plant material from the Dodan area, so it is not likely that the pests entering other areas in Dominica will be null.
One of our strategies is to employ a public awareness strategy where the schools, village council personnel, the farmers and everybody know how to identify the snail. So we have done a series of training with the farmers, with the villagers on the identification and the management of the snail. So you may say, why should you care? The snail has a potential to become a pest of serious economic importance. It can affect agriculture, it can affect tourism. It is also one that can affect the environment.
Let's protect our environment from invasive species and, most importantly, our forests. Police have confirmed that they have made a breakthrough in their investigations in the Muslim store robbery. The information was confirmed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Inspector John Carbon.
I can confirm that the police have arrested 5 persons in connection with the burglary which occurred at the Muslim store 786 Elegance Ltd on Tuesday, May 15, 2012. A very large quantity of jewelry and other electronic items which were reported stolen have been recovered. The persons arrested are expected to make a court appearance shortly.
Currently in custody are 3 individuals from Fonkole and 2 from Grand Bay, 4 males and 1 female, who are expected to appear at the magistrate court this week where they will be formally charged. The Muslim store was burglarized on May 15th at about 1:30 a.m. where a number of items such as car stereos, 23-inch flat-screen TV, a PlayStation 3, an Xbox 360, 2 Nintendo Wii's, 4 laptops, cell phones and a large quantity of gold jewelry was stolen. The items stolen valued in the range of tens of thousands of dollars. The thieves used a tool to cut open the padlocks, which secured the shutter over the door, then used another tool to pry the door open. A prank call was made to the fire station stating that the kitchen area of the Goodwill Primary School was on fire on Monday, June 4th. According to the Acting Public Relations Officer of the Fire Prevention Unit, Mr. Wayne Litter, when the fire team arrived at the scene, everyone seemed baffled as to why the fire team was at the school.
The fire department can confirm that yesterday afternoon, June 4th, we received a prank call, well, what turned out to be a prank call at the end at approximately 1:50 p.m. A call was received via the telephone which indicated that the section of the Goodwill Primary School, the kitchen section, was on fire. We immediately responded with 2 of our appliances and an ambulance.
Mr. Litter says he explained to the principal that the fire department received a phone call indicating that their kitchen was on fire and gave the name of the person who he received the call from.
On arrival at the scene, officers found no fire, and as a matter of fact, no one at the school could confirm that they made the call. We were actually, the caller who called was stated the name as Miss Panty, but then at the school there, they indicated that no one by that name ever called the fire department. We would like to admonish the public that these practices are not tolerated.
He says the principal said not only was there no fire, but there is no one at the school by the name given. Mr. Leta is urging the public to stop these silly pranks because these have serious consequences. He mentioned that someone could have been in serious danger.
It can be a very dangerous thing to do, and we have evidence of the danger of doing those things in the past. We have evidence of a fire officer who actually lost his life doing that. We have also evidence of being referred to calls where there were no fires, and at the end other places had fires and we were hampered by that reaction. So we are encouraging people, please cease from doing that particular practice. It is detriment to us and to the citizens of the Commonwealth of Dominica. So please cease from doing that practice on any given day.
Founder of the Dominica Can Dance project and head coordinator of the activity, Mr. Anselm Priest, says that Dominica is bursting with a lot of talented people in the field of dancing and it needs to be exposed and shared with the public. Mr. Anselm believes that our citizens can dance at an international level and he seeks to make this a reality.
Being an insightful young man that I am, I have seen that our country is bursting with talented individuals in the field of dance, in the art of dance. And seeing this, being myself a dancer for many years, and seeing that I've been introduced to many dancers on a whole, I question myself, wouldn't it be great if all our dancers could perform together on one stage? Wouldn't it be great if we could perform at an international standard?
The competition is called Dominica Can Dance and it is open to everyone living in Dominica regardless of age, size or gender. The competitors can compete as solo acts or in groups and there is no limit to the size of the groups. A fee of $20 per person is to be paid during registration and the competition will consist of 4 rounds which are qualifications, quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals.
The quarter-final round is carded for the 27th, 28th and the 29th of July, where 30 acts will advance to the quarter-final rounds. All interested should note that their presentation should not exceed 2.5 minutes. The quarter-finals is scheduled for the 25th of August 2012 and 20 out of the 30 acts will advance to the semi-finals. The semi-finals is scheduled for the 29th of September 2012 and 10 out of the 20 acts will advance to the finals. The finals, carded for the 1st of December 2012, will feature the top 10 acts.
Organizer of the event, Mr. Simeon Joseph, says there are so many areas of dance that the association is going to focus on. According to Mr. Joseph, School of Dance is a different idea and an institute since it takes out the confined area of a classroom.
This is going national. It's going beyond ordinary, the normal pedagogical focus of the cultural division. We are going to include Latin dance, contemporary dance, hip-hop. You understand? So there are many areas of dance that we're going to focus on. And the cultural division, of course, has their focus, community and schools.
In addition, he mentioned that there will be no confusion or competition with the cultural division.
We had discussions with Raymond Lawrence. Okay. We're not going to compete with what the cultural division has as mandate, as its objective. and we mindful of the work of the cultural division, there's no way there's going to be any clash. We know that they're constructing now a school of dance.
This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.